What's going to happen here is your offhand, in your situations can be your left, you're going to grab this and press it into your shoulder. The steadier this is, the truer your hit is going to be. Then it's unsafe and you take a shot. Woo! We're going to go through the cardinal safeties of how to handle firearms. So whether you're a Navy SEAL or civilians like us, whenever you're at the range, in other words, when you're not at war, you do go over these 4 cardinal rules, and we repeat them after me, because that way we kind of foster responsibility and ownership amongst each other. I'll add witty narrative where necessary, and then I'll move on to the next one, okay? So the first rule is, treat every gun as if it's loaded.
Treat every gun
as if it's loaded.
And actually, I'm going to walk over here to give you a quick demonstration of that. So, right here, I have a Glock 19, which is a 9mm handgun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the slide back. I'm going to look in the chamber, even put my pinky in to make sure there's nothing there. I'm going to turn it over, and I note that there's nothing in the well mag, so there's no magazine in here. Now, I am 100% certain this gun is unloaded, but would you want me to point it at you? Exactly. So that's the point. Treat every gun as if it's loaded, even if you're 100% sure, because that's when accidents happen, okay? Number 2, never put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot.
Never put your finger on your trigger until you're ready to shoot.
So when I hand you a gun, the first thing I want you to do is get a good firm grasp on it. Don't take it with 4 fingers like this because you want to stay away from the trigger. A lot of people do that, but then you can't operate. So I want you to choke up on wherever the grip is and place your finger above the trigger group. So some people would say, hey, Zev, if I keep it here, it's off the trigger, isn't it? Well, yes, it is, but when you have short fingers like me, if a bee goes up your nose and you flinch, you have a negligent discharge. We don't call them accidental anymore because guns do not have accidents. People do it because they're negligent, okay? So I insist that you keep your finger up above the trigger group on the frame so that if that bee comes in, you flinch against metal. Number 3, never point your gun at anything you're not willing to destroy.
Never point your gun at anything you're not willing to destroy.
So when we shoot, we're always going to be pointing our guns downrange. Downrange is wherever your targets are, okay? So when I give you a gun, I would like you to have 2 hands on it. Whether it's a handgun and we're walking, I'd like you to walk like this at 45 degrees, which we call the low ready. And if it's a rifle, you'd be holding it like this with 2 hands. You always want to have positive control of your platform. Now let's say you're aiming at a target and I call your name. You would never turn around with your gun to say yes. Your gun always stays that way. God gave us necks and hips to use for a reason. So I would appreciate if you do so. I like to joke that if you do turn around with your gun in your hand, I'll probably hit the dirt and return fire. Okay, number 4. Always know what is between you, your target, and beyond.
Always know what is between you, your target, and beyond.
Targets. When you have the gun, you already know how to charge it. The way you unsafe it is by dropping the safety lever. Okay, this increases velocity by 100%. Okay, what's going to happen here is your offhand, and your situations can be your left. You're going to grab this and press it into your shoulder. The steadier this is, the truer your hit is going to be. Then it's unsafe and you take a shot.
Woo!
Okay? So does everybody see how slowly I press the trigger and how it worked? I actually did get the left side of the head on the steel, which is very easy to do with the right. Zack will be shooting an AR-15 and 5.56, 10 rounds at the Bravo symbol on the paper target out there. Hit it?
Yeah. Neck.
All right, keep doing it.
All right. Just
Finish your mag.
All right. Finish it.
As fast as you can, hitting it each time. That's the... All right, watch the steel. This is a new lens that it was introduced by a company called TACCOM HQ. You can go see them at TACCOMHQ.com. What it does is it simply shifts your zero. Now, we all know that we were looking at a reticle inside. What if this device right here could shift that reticle either up or down? Well, if your reticle is shifted up, then that means you have to make your gun come down to get on target. If your reticle is shifted down, that means you have to come up to get on target, right? So,
For long range?
For long range or short range. In my world here, this is set for 500 yards. This is set for 100. So my zero, my scope interacts with the barrel of my gun at 100 yards the way it is. When I lift this up, the reticle in my eyes drops. And now I have to raise the gun up a little
For
bit
500 yards.
to hit at 500 yards. So instead of having to mess with the turrets and changing my
You just
minutes of
switch
angle
it on.
or my millirands, I'm actually able to do it that way. That's one application. Another application is, what if you're using a small barreled rifle clearing a house, and you know that your red dot on it is good for regular supersonic ammunition up to 50 yards. But because there are civilians in there, and you don't want bullets going through threats into innocence, you are using a heavier subsonic bullet. That subsonic bullet drops quicker. So you need this to say, oh, raise my gun up a little when I'm using subsonic. So now you have a zero between supersonic and subsonic. So it has to do with the cartridge load, and it has to do with the yardage.
All right.
It's brilliant. Okay, well, it was really a blast having people out here that I know from LinkedIn. I know Zack from LinkedIn. I know Corey from the real world. He's my IRL friend, but also we do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. And just coming out to the range and having fun together, learning new things together. It was really a blast. Zack, thank you for taking all this good video stuff. And we'll see
Thanks
you
so
out
much, Zev.
there.
Peace.